Welcome back to the channel. This is the final game of my over the board tournament. And guess what? It's my most favorite game ever because you guys know what I love. Vienna Gambit, baby. We got to play it over the board. I was pumped. You have zero idea. When I saw this, my heart was okay. So, as you guys know, I am currently 1-3 in this game. So I was paired up against another person who is actually 0-4. And his rating after the tournament, because he was unrated as well, and we got our provisionals, which I will tell you what mine was after this recap. You'll have to wait until the end of the video to figure out what my over the board rating is currently. It's just provisional. I have to play like 25 games or something like that to actually have a proper rating. After this guy's tournament, he was around 800 over the board, and I think he said he was 11 or 1200 chess.com after the game. So, anyways, he accepted the Vienna Gambit. And you already know what we did, baby. He plays d6, we go d4. Now, we didn't play this properly, or like perfectly, I should say. We played this just fine. So we go queen to e2. I'm pretty sure in this position, you're supposed to play queen e2, and then he takes, and then you play d4. But we just kind of did it in the opposite way. Now we play bishop takes on f4, because this is pinned. Now, typically, I believe this is the move, but he comes down. He's threatening to double the pawns, etc. You know. So I could have castled, which is actually the top move. However, I didn't like that I would castle, he would take, and then take, and it's just I didn't like this file being open with my king in front of it. So I took here, and he's actually better according to Stockfish. But it's not really that clear. I mean, I'm threatening a discovered attack, winning the queen. So he takes, and I take, and now he plays knight takes e5. Of course, we take. Taking with the bishop threatens this, which was my idea. So he plays king to f8, which is that's such an ugly move. All of his pieces right now are on its starting point except for the king. Every other piece that he had activated and used is gone. Meanwhile, I have an active bishop, active queen, and these pawns are in the center. So I play queen to f2, lining it up with the king. So he defends, and now I just develop the bishop because I want to castle and have extreme pressure here. So he plays f6. It's a very ugly looking move. And f6 doesn't really do anything because that pawn is just pinned to the king. So I just castle. Now there's more pressure. He plays king to e7 here. Getting out of the pin. I play the top move. Queen g3. What this move does is attacks this, sacrifices a whole bishop. But I had calculated if you take, like it's just very bad. Like you're coming in here and you lose a rook. There's not really anything you can do. But he doesn't fall for that. Well, I shouldn't say fall for that, but he doesn't go for that. He plays g5, which is just not a good move either. His king's in the center of the board. There's not a whole lot he can do. It blunders his pawn. So I take. Now he plays queen to d5. And I was in this position, I was kind of getting a little bit worried about this bishop. Because the bishop, if you can notice, has no squares it can go to that it doesn't get taken, right? If it goes here, it just loses a bishop. Here's covered, here's covered, here's covered, and here's covered. So I play queen to f2, and this move isn't the top move, but it has one clear purpose, and that is just to free up a square for this bishop in case this happens, right? So, but I didn't play here because if I played there, he just takes. So first, I attack the queen. Queen must move. and he adds another attacker to the bishop, and I play bishop over here, ignoring that square that I had made for the bishop. But I figured this bishop's going to play more of a role on these kind of diagonals here, maybe swoop in this way, rather than over here and just being like a target, after something like that. I don't know. That was my reasoning. Now he plays this move. And you could probably just ignore a bunch of stuff and just bring the rook over before all of this. But yeah, he attacks the bishop and this bishop is pinned. So what do? I sacrifice another bishop, or try to, I should say. I put more pressure on this. I'm threatening to take. He takes the bishop, doubling these pawns. Those are very, very ugly. And now I take. I am attacking this queen. I'm basically guaranteeing material here. So I'm guaranteed something because he has to move the queen. He cannot capture. And if he moves the king, I take the queen, basically. So he's got to move something like that. And then I just take discovered attack. So what does he play? He played, in this position, he played queen d6. And I just took the knight. And he plays king to d8. I bring the bishop back out of danger. And I'm up 4 points of material. He plays rook to g8. I take, trade down, go here, trade the queens. He comes in with a check. And now he's on kind of the back rank. And I get the king here. He attacks the c-pawn. So what do? I bring the bishop back, protect. He attacks the a-pawn. And my score sheet screwed up here. So this is all I have written down, but I can explain somewhat how this went. I played rook to a6 here, or so I'm pretty sure this is what I did. And he's threatening this. I'm quite sure in this position, I just started running this pawn, and he started running his pawn. And it got to a point where there was something like this, and I think I took at some point. We're going to make random moves because I want to get the point across, right? So I had the bishop here and the rook here. And I believe he had the rook here, and I went check. He moved up or something. And I had ended up just promoting, but he was looking to get a tactic here, which was something like here and then promoting. And I could tell after a little while. I also think that pretty sure I had the bishop on this square, something like this. The game ended with me promoting to a queen and him coming up here, and he just resigned. This game, I crushed this guy. I felt kind of bad, and I will say he did not use his time good at all. I used 45 minutes. We had an hour each, and he used 10 minutes total. And I mean, I was crushing him. He should have been really analyzing the moves a lot better because I brutalized him, and in the end here, I won. So I finished my over-the-board tournament with 2 wins and 3 losses, which I was very, very happy about. And if you guys want to see the accuracy here, I have it on the board. I played with a 77.6, 0 blunders, 0 miss, 1 mistake, and 1 inaccuracy. He played, decent, but I still crushed him. 71.5, and he just made 1 blunder. And apparently this was it. But even, I don't know, this opening, if you accept the Vienna Gambit, I feel like you're just asking to be pummeled. Yeah. Let me know what you guys thought about all these recaps. And if you would like me to do future recaps on future over-the-board tournaments, because that is something that I do plan to do more of, is go to more over-the-board tournaments. There's not a whole lot of options around me for them, especially where I don't have a chess club. I have to travel, but I do plan to do more. And of course, we can't forget, which I almost forgot, what my over-the-board rating is after these 5 games played. It is 1360, just a little bit lower than what my online rating is at 1500, which is understandable. And of course, You know, as I play more of these, I'll probably go down. I might go up. You never know. We placed 13th. We placed 13th out of 19. Our first opponent here was Cody, and his new rating here is 1749. This is all CFC over the board. Our second opponent was Spencer here, who was 16 or 1563, but lost rating in this tournament, becoming a 1529. Our third opponent was a 1340 prior and now a 1350, and he did good. He played at a 1467 performance rating. And then we have our fourth opponent was Samuel here, and as I mentioned in recap number 2, he hadn't played an over the board tournament since 1999. So his old rating was 1066, but he played with a 1472 performance rating, and his new rating was 1150. And our final opponent was Sebastian here, who had no rating. He was unrated like myself, and he had a performance rating of 802, losing every single game, which really sucks. But that's the way she goes sometimes. I'm very happy with this. I went into my tournament not really thinking I was going to win. If I'm being totally honest, I had no idea what to expect. But I'm very proud of this, very happy with it. Thank you guys so much for your support. And if you guys enjoyed this little mini series, if you will, leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know, let me know that you guys enjoyed this, or if you didn't, or what I could do better about the actual recaps. I'll see you in my everyday videos of playing chess.